Kottax.
Yes, welcome to another Godforge video. And what the video is going to be, we just had the Fateless reveal, the remaining kits of the heroes, and this video should have looked a little bit different, but I had to make some changes. So today I'm going to make a tier list. More specifically, I have divided them into class specific and ranked them how I see them. As said, this is only how I see this. It's not necessarily what you think. If we have different opinions, please let me know down in the comments. But yeah, it's been a great week, and I didn't expect them to drop the reveals of the heroes today. But yeah, that's how it is. As you can see on my account, I got my Hamdale, but with today's reveal, oh my god. But I'm a fanboy, so I guess there's no other way for me than stick to him as it is. So let's get into it, and I'm gonna reveal from the beginning my list, and then we're gonna take it one by one. Some of them I'm just gonna go through pretty fast. I think a lot of you already know the kids and what they can do, so this doesn't have to be pretty long. So here we go, and let's start with the Brawlers. And I forgot to say that on this list I have heroes that were in alpha as well, that have been proven pretty good. And as you can see on my list for Brawlers, we have Pangu. I think he's the strongest one out there right now. And his kit, as you can see here, it's, well, for now it has not changed, but he was a really strong brawler in alpha, and I actually rate him the best right now from all the others. Second, Hercules. This is his kit. He's still decent. He's gonna do a lot of damage, especially with his ultimate increase HP by 5%, stacking up to 12 times, and places a barrier of 5% HP on this hero. When at max stacks, place immortal on this hero for 1 turn. He was a pain in the ass to go against, and he was pretty good DPS as well when on your team. So right now, for me, he's the second best brawler behind Pangu. And if we go to the third one, it's Anubis. He is a pain in the ass for me, or was in alpha. Every time he's on the enemy team, he was really hard to kill. I didn't have him myself in alpha, but on his kit he looks really good, and some of these kits will be on a potential how good they are, because we haven't played a lot of them, and that goes for most of the heroes on the list, and he's one of them. Looking at his kit, he's really decent, and I think he can do a lot of damage when paired with the correct heroes. Number 4 on the list I have Dracula. His kit has been changed since alpha, but he's still the bleed master. I don't think that's gonna change. The only thing is we're gonna have to see how much damage he's going to do. The kit itself, the numbers aren't that high, but when the numbers are not that high, I expect that multipliers on him are going to be pretty decent. So, and for example, if we take his basic, attack one enemy by 7% HP and 40% attack, he's probably gonna have a high base HP, so he's most likely an HP hero. So, and he also heals for 5% HP if the target is on the bleed, and with all the bleeds he's putting up, he can self heal a little bit. So right now I rate him as number 4. But as I said, his kit has been changed since alpha, and this will have to wait and until we get him to test properly. Most likely a lot of these lists are gonna change along the way, and I will be the first one to admit if I made a mistake. But for now, he's number 4 for me. And the last one on the list is Grendel. His kit got released an hour ago or so. It's basically similar to Dracula without the bleeds. He hits a few more times, but there where he's going to shine is here. His ultimate, attack all enemies by 18% HP plus 200% attack. After attacking, instantly defeats heroes below 20% max HP. Does not work on bosses. Increase this hero's HP by 5% up to 6 times. That means 30% HP for each enemy defeated. The only thing is, for each enemy, is it if he kills them or if the team kills them. So that remains to be seen, but I think it's the team. Doesn't say he needs to kill them, at least not how I read it. Yeah, he looks pretty decent, but right now he's last on my list. I only have 5 brawlers. As you can see, there's a space. It's going to be a top 7 when we get there. At some point, I didn't include any epics today, but a guy like Gilgamesh is a decent epic who could actually be on this list. So that's it for the brawlers. Jumping down to the defenders, and they all look pretty amazing. I had my boy, as I said, I had this video more or less made, but at the same time Faithless dropped the video with the rest of the kids. If they didn't, Heimdall would be number 1, but right now I cannot put him on number 1, even if I'm a fan and I'm gonna keep him on my main and everything. But Athena looks badass. Her kit is awesome. She can dish out some damage and she puts protection as well. So let's take her basic skill. Attack one enemy with 220% defense plus 120 attack. Place defense up 2 on all allies for 1 turn. in itself, that's really good. I think that's the highest of the defenders when it comes to the damage output on her basic. On her core, place shield 400% defense on allies and reduces the damage inflicted to allies by 5%, stacking up to 3 times. This skill looks crazy strong. 400%, that's the highest, because Heimdall, that we're gonna talk next, his shield got a nerf, and that's actually the reason I have put Athena at number 1 right now, because of this. On top of 400 defense shield, reduction in damage by 5%, stacking up to 3 times. That means 15%. That's huge. So this skill is incredibly good looking, strong. And her ultimate, attack all enemies. Again, high numbers, 210 defense, 110 attack. Increase the damage of the next ultimate by 3% each time an ally is attacked on the shield. So you're probably gonna have the shield for at least, I would say, 2 turns, unless there's some crazy DPS on the other side. So every time allies get attacked, she will gain 3% on her ultimate. That's huge. So you can end up with, in 1 turn, this can increase by 9% or more even, if she counts as well. So this is, and potentially, I don't know, it doesn't really say if there is a limit to it, but it can go high. So you can basically end up having a 25-30% extra on the ultimate. That's huge. The passive, when ally on the shield is attacked, has 70% chance to place Petrify for 1 turn. Yeah, really decent. Same with her imprint, it's just 35 instead of 70. Really good looking defender. And yeah, for me now she's number 1. And Heimdall, I still think he's strong, even with the nerf he received, and his nerf is here. Before it was 400, but I think everything else has remained. Well, actually there are two changes to his kit. One, it's a nerf on his ultimate. The shield has gone from 400 to 300, and another change to his kit is here. Allies under any buff have 50% on his passive, 50% chance to reflect any debuff received. It was 35 before, so it's a little bit of an increase here, but a nerf here. But I think still, all in all, when you look at his kit, he is still my favorite. Even if I put Athena just ahead of him, and basically because of this retaliate and intercept, this you cannot underestimate these 2 skills. They're gonna be huge. So to be honest, the nerf here, I was kind of expecting it, but 100% I didn't see that much. I was expecting it to go down to 350, 370 or something like that, but okay. But he's still strong. he's still my favorite, and I'm still gonna stick with him. Doesn't matter how things turn out, and if I pull Athena, well, that's how it is, I guess. But it's not going to be. He's going to be my starter anyway. So third on the list is Svarog. Again, a really strong looking kit. Punches out more or less the same amount of damage as Athena. Puts decent buffs. Some people might argue he should be ahead of Heimdall and all that, maybe. But as I said to start with, this is only my opinion. And right now, for me, he is number 3. I still need to see this guy in action and how everything is looking. But looking at his kit, he's really, really strong as well. I think all the defenders are looking strong. So yeah, right now he's number 3. Number 4 is Anu. I actually made a hero review on Anu, and I think again it's a really good kit. This is more of a protector. Yeah, the other ones you can say they are protecting as well, but they can ditch some DPS as well. He's more of a protector and not so much of a DPS for me. Yeah, he has on his ultimate where was it changed now? It's here, up here. Plays defense up 2 on all allies for third turn. 1 second, they removed the ally attack. Yeah, looks like it. I will have to double check this, but doesn't really matter. He's more of a protector than a DPS. But yeah, his kit looks really decent. But I think they have changed something here. I will need to double check that with Anu. If that's the case, he's been nerfed a little bit, but yeah, let's see. The next one on the list is Sphinx. She was a pain in the ass, honestly, in alpha. Every time you meet a stage where she's on, 142 comes to mind, and a few others. Oh my god. She is a pain. Puts debuffs, buffs, has immortal, but let's see if her kit is going to change. But this is what we know about her. She another good defender, to be honest. We cannot pick her for a start because she's eternal, but she was really pain in the ass in alpha, especially when you meet her as an enemy. And those people that had her, I didn't have her in alpha. She was their carry. So again, as I said, this is a pretty good kit, and she can ditch out some damage as well. So, but that's it for the defenders. So Athena right now number 1, Heimdall 2, Svarog 3, Anu 4, Sphinx is 5. But if I need to double check on Anu, I probably gonna switch these two. if that's the case. Yeah. Going on to disruptors. Perun was revealed today, at least I haven't seen it before. Crazy Kid. Let's fix this. Is his kit looks really good, and every single thing that manipulates your turn is going to be really in demand, and this guy does it on 2 of his skills. His basic attack one enemy, 100% attack and 100% initiative 2 times with 75% chance when booked to place speed down 2 on the target for 2 turns. This is huge. So he's going to need some accuracy to get this to land every single time, but speed 2 is on 2 turns even huge. Not only that, if you look at his core, attack all enemies 300% on both, with 100% chance when booked to reduce the turn meter of each target by 20%. So it's not only that he puts speed down 2, he also reduces the turn meta by 20%. At 20%, that's huge. I think I haven't seen 20% on any of the other ones. I think I've seen 10%, but 20%, that's crazy. So this is going to be a hero pretty much in demand from the get-go, I guess. And his ultimate attack 100% 150 7 times random. This is basically Wukong in disguise. Each hit has 50% when booked, chance to decrease target's turn meta by 10. Here we go again. So this is a hero that constantly manipulates the turn meta of the enemy. Additional attacks against the same target reduces turn meta by 5%. So that means the first hit is 10%. Every other hit, if it's one target, it reduces by another 5%. So you can basically still reduce the turn meta by, if all 7 hits are successful, you can reduce the turn meta by 40%. That's huge. And not to talk about if it stacks with the above things. Holy shit. This is really decent, and he is going to be in demand. His passive, when enemy hero has the turn meta decreased, increase this hero's turn meta by 4%. So he's going to be going again and again. And to be honest, put this guy with quets, well, he's gonna go all the time, more or less. Really, really cool kit, and for me right now, I see him as number 1 on the disruptor list. The next one is Anami. Her kit looks really cool as well. Especially for the core. Remove shield from all enemies that attack. This is spelled wrong, I think. All enemies 75% chance to place corrupt on the target with the highest HP for 2 turns. If Izanagi is in the team, he will join attack using the core. But remove shield. This is the key word here. We have a couple of defenders that are putting shield up, and invokers for that matter. And in this hero, you have one that can remove that. And For example, if Athena puts the shield up with 400% defense, and then you come with this and just remove it. This is going to be a huge spell, and I think, and that's the reason I basically rate her as the second one right now from the disruptors. I think this spell is really strong, and on top of that, she puts debuffs. She also has, as you can see here, speed down 2, curse 2, initiative down. She has a lot of debuffs she ditches out. So really cool looking kit, very interesting to be honest. But as I said, this, especially this here, is going to be huge and in demand, because those defenders, their shields are going to pain in the ass to remove in battle. Next one on the list, maybe a surprise for a lot, but I think Odin, that we've seen in alpha, he was a little bit underrated. He's one of the few disruptors that can dish out some damage as well. On top of that, he can charm, corrupt, confuse, but his damage is actually not that bad. And I think he was a little bit undervalued in alpha. But I think he has his place, because you will need a few disruptors to hit some damage or put some damage out as well. And I think he's one of them. So right now, for me, he's kind of, as I said, undervalued. I had him just for a short period of time before alpha ended, and the time I had to test, he was pretty decent, and he could ditch some good damage. On top of it, confuse. This spell is confusing, but this this is a really fun spell. Not when they put it on you, but when you put it on the enemy, it's kind of cool. But yeah, right now I see him as number 3. Pazuzu, yeah, new hero, but his kit looks decent. His core ability is hard hitting one, 320% attack, with a 100% chance to place accuracy down by 2 turns, and 100% chance to remove one buff when booked up. One random buff. Really strong core ability. But we'll see how hard it hits when the game goes live. On paper, looks good. His core attack all enemies to 230%. Attack with 100% chance when booked to place corrupt on each target for 2 turns. If the target is aligned with order, place fear on the target for 1 turn. Again, really strong looking on paper. And again, when booked 100%, this kit is actually not bad. I might switch him with Odin for the 3rd place, to be honest. His ultimate, attack all enemies 120% 3 times. Each hit has 75% chance to, when booked, to place vulnerable 2, acid, and curse 2 on each target for 2 turns. So he's gonna need a little bit of accuracy, but this is actually pretty amazing, pretty cool. Vulnerable 2, Acid and Curse 2. Corrupt here. He's actually... I kind of misjudged this guy. So... But we're gonna do like this. I think his kit looks even better than my first glance. So this is really cool looking kid, to be honest, and he's going to be a real pain. And the last one on the disruptor list is Hades. Same here. He has a lot of debuffs he's ditching out. This spell lock ultimate, I don't really know what exactly it does, but I guess, yeah, well, it says it's a lock ultimate, but is it 100%? Or do we have to have accuracy or something? We'll see about that, but locking the ultimate from a hero, it's actually pretty cool. But yeah, he has a lot of things going on in his kit, a lot of debuffs and disables. Despair, Sleep, Curse, Speed down 2, Initiative down 2, Curse 2, holy shit, Block Ultimate, and it looks like he can ditch some damage out as well. So he's going to be a pain, but we need to test this guy. So for now, I'm still gonna keep him at number 5. And that concludes the disruptors. Moving on to Invokers. I had my doubt about Vivian, but seeing her kit today, I cannot do anything else than put her in number 1 spot. After that, it's Quetz, Isis, Freya, and Metzeli. But looking at Vivian's kit, this looks amazing. Attack one enemy 175 plus 1000% initiative and reduce the divinity cost of each ally by 15, stacking up to 10 times. That means 150. 100,000%, that's a huge number. But this will all depend on her multipliers. If this is somehow strong, this basic skill is going to be huge. But that remains to be seen. But on paper, 1000% on something, holy shit, that's huge. Her core, it's a six turn skill, but you can reduce it to 3. Places attack up 2 and defense up 2 on all allies for 2 turns, which is great. But the last bit here then increases the duration of all buff. I hope it should have stood buffs on all allies by 1 turn. So basically, she puts 2 buffs on all allies and adds another turn on top of it. So it actually is 3 turns, if I'm not reading this wrong. And it's not only her buffs. If you have another one on the team that buffs with something else, let's say any other buff really, it will also be increased by 1 turn. This is amazing skill, but we probably gonna have to before it really kicks in, it probably has to be a three turn skill. So investment in books or whatever we need to do to reduce the turns, it's gonna take a little bit of time to get this down, unless you are a spender and you can just buy your way to everything. Huge spell. Her ultimate, again, really good. Remove all disable from all allies. Also remove all debuff on all allies from Avalon. Then attack one enemy. Again, same percentages as her basic, with all allies joining the attack. So it's not only that she removes, disables, and debuffs, she also attacks, but she also calls every single teammate to join in on the attack. That's crazy. She's a new Shamash. And if the target is defeated, increase the turn meta of all allies by 20%. This is crazy. Crazy good. Really good skill. And on her passive, allies inflict 20% increased damage with their basic abilities. This is doubled when joining attacks. Another buff for the rest of the team when they're joining. This actually is double up, it's 40%. Huge. Per imprint, this hero inflicts 10% increased damage with basic ability. Really cool kit, and the reason I had to put her on top spot right now, in front of Quetz, Isis, Freya, and but yeah, Quetz, everybody knows she's a she speed booster that hasn't really changed. She heals, he heals as well. So everybody knows this kit. I don't really gonna use a lot more time, except saying right now, number 2 on the list for me, Isis. Number 3. It was really close call for me between Isis and Quetz, but the turn meter is, I cannot ignore that. If this looks similar to any other games that we have in this genre, speed, turn meter is always gonna be a factor. But this kit again looks really cool, and I have her on second, third account. My main is Heimdall, second and third account is Isis and Vivian. So I'm gonna enjoy playing with her as well to start with on one of the other accounts. Again, as I said, really cool kit. She's number 3 right now. Freya, her kit was revealed today. One of the invokers that can ditch some damage. Looking at her attack one enemy, 250% attack, 5% initiative, places mend on ally with the lowest HP for 30 turns. Pretty cool skill, and as I said, one of the few right now anyway, invokers that does some damage, but the numbers look really cool. The core equalize an ally's turn meta equal to the enemy with the highest turn meta, then increases the turn meta of all allies by 20%. Also permanently increase this hero's healing by 5% up to 4 times. Again, this is really cool. If she equalizes turn meta of your highest DPS and then increases his turn meta with another 20%, then he's basically gonna go before the enemy. So you can more or less always have a first turn, if I'm not reading this wrong, which is huge. So you can, if you build her up with some speed, that she goes as you maybe number one, you use this skill, then you can have your damage dealer go as second and just smack. If you cannot get your primary damage dealer to go first. Crazy good. Her ultimate places attack up 2 and sharpen 2 on all allies for 2 turns, then attacks one enemy 250 plus 5% initiative, then attack all enemies with the same percentages, increase the attack and critical damage of each ally by 10% up to 5 times. This kit looks really interesting, to be honest. Up to 50% attack and critical damage. That's actually pretty good. I must admit, a lot of these new kits, they are looking really, really good. So it's a hard thing to determine which ones are good, which ones are bad from the heroes. But in the end, it's going to be a personal choice, and this is hard placing him. But right now, Freya is number 4 for me, which is crazy, to be honest. And moving on to the last one from Invokers is Metzli. She's also the one that can ditch some damage, at least on her basic. Again, cool looking kit. Her ultimate, I love her ultimate. Revives all defeated allies with 40% health and turn meter. Also restores 20% of each ally's destroyed HP and increase their divinity by 20%. A reviver is always good in the game. So I think she is going to be useful when we get to the end game, one way or the other. Early game, I don't think she's that strong. Yeah, she can help, no doubt about that, but I wouldn't choose her as, unless of course you want a healer or a reviver. That's another story. But yeah, for now she's last one on my list, and that concludes the Invokers. Now moving on to the Slayers. And for me, there was one guy, and that's Zeus in Alpha, who was by a mile, if not 1,000 miles, ahead of every other DPS. He was a damage dealer that was crazy. And I think it was only fair. He's eternal. I hope his kit remains more or less the same. Yeah, he was squishy, but he could dish out some damage. So having tried him, there is no doubt about, for me, that right now he's number 1. A lot of people probably gonna argue when they say that I have Ares and Ra in front of Wukong, but for me Wukong was a little bit too hyped. I seen his kit today, but I cannot ignore, for me personally, when I look at Ares's kit, it's crazy. especially the things he can ignore. Doesn't really what kind of a protection you put on yourself or your teammates, whatever, he can ignore. He ignores shield, he ignores barrier, protect, intercept, immortal ward. He ignores everything. And he smacks. His percentages, again, this is only my view on this, but he's going to be a really pain in the ass when meeting him. He's gonna be, as I said, doesn't really matter what you put on. He's gonna hit through it. The only thing remains really is his multipliers. If they are decent, then he's gonna be really, really strong. And for all this ignoring part, I cannot see it otherwise than put him as number 2 right now behind Zeus. Third one on the list, Ra. His kit looks really strong. Really strong. I had to read it a couple of times to grasp. He looks really, really strong. His core is basic. Sorry, attacks an enemy 300% attack and 200% accuracy, with 100% chance when booked to increase the duration of blaze by 1 turn. If the attack is critical, activate blaze on the target. Already here. And when you look at the rest of his kit, we're going to build him with attack and accuracy. So again, depending on the multipliers, this is really strong basic skill that's really is gonna hurt. And if there is a blaze already on the target, then he's gonna activate it if he crits. So of course you're gonna go for attack, accuracy, and crit percentage on this guy. Basically 3 main skills. This looks incredibly strong. His core, attack all enemies with even higher percentage point on attack and accuracy, with again 100% chance when booked to place Blaze 2 for 3 turns. If this ability defeats an enemy, decreases its cooldown by 1 turn. Another really strong skill. He's going to be... Woo. He's a damage dealer, this guy. And on his ultimate, attack all enemies. 125 attack plus 95%, 3 times. Each hit has a 50% chance when booked to place defense down 2 and vulnerable 2 on each target for 2 turns. And this is basically why I said you're gonna have to build this guy with accuracy, because 50% here, if you go with accuracy and book him build him up so he hits 100%, defense down 2, vulnerable 2, that's basically saying take your clothes off, I'm gonna smack you. So this is really strong again. And his passive, when blaze on allies or enemies activate, expires or is removed, increase damage of next ultimate by 5. Again, really strong. His whole kit looks, and on top of that, look at his leader bonus, 30% attack in dungeon battles. He's going to be a really, really good DPS. Right now, I have him in the 3rd spot, but when the game comes out, let's see if that's going to change, because he's crazy. And probably the guy that most of you gonna disagree why I put him on on the fourth spot, but to me, I kind of felt he was a little bit of too hyped. Now I seen his kit. It's decent, but for me, compared to the 3 ones I placed before him, I don't see it, to be honest. I really don't see it right now anyway. As I said, I will be the first one to admit that I was wrong. But for now, I cannot place him higher than number 4. His kit looks good. His numbers are looking decent, especially his ultimate. Attack, 72% of attack, 8 times at random. Each hit has a 50% chance to heal this hero for 8% when booked of the damage inflicted, and decreases the target's turn meta by 8%. If the target is hit more than 5 times, additional hits inflict 50% reduced damage. This skill is ridiculously good, but as I said, he's good, no question about that. But for me, the other 3, especially when I know how Zeus was, yeah, hard one to be honest. But I'm gonna stick with it. He will have to prove me wrong, or if anyone else understands his kit better than me, please let me know, because right now, yeah, as I said, his kit is good, no question about it. His passive is good and all that, but I think he was. But for example, comparing him to, let's just say, Ra. Ra's numbers look better for me. On top of that, yeah, this guy heals himself and all that, and puts buffs. Yeah, but Ra has a lot more in his kit that can even be more of a damage increase than what he comes with. So that's basically the reason I put Ra in front. So yeah. Next one on the list, number 5, Season. The guy with basically the highest numbers. His every single attack is attack all enemies, which is awesome. That there is a hero that hits all enemies every single time. The thing that remains, he doesn't really come with anything else than damage. It will be seen if he's squishy or not. Usually heroes that attack all enemies have a tendency to be a squishy, and looking at him, he's a skeleton already, so there probably isn't a lot of HP on this guy or defense or anything. So we might need to focus on those attributes more than an attack. But looking at his attack percentage, this is crazy numbers. So if he scales pretty good, he's gonna ditch. He's gonna be a wave clear for you and dungeon hero basically. So looks cool. I had my doubt because the next hero on the list is Hell. I think she is undervalued, and her numbers look even bloody higher than Sizin or anyone else. I think I had her. Was it Alpha 2 or 3? Can't remember. She was a really helpful hero for me. She helped a lot. I cleared a lot of stages when I got her. Otherwise, I was stuck. She can also dish out some incredible amount of damage. Her kit is really good. I think people undervalue this hero. On top of that, yeah, maybe undervalued, but she looks crazy good. This yeah, glass eyes, whatever the hell it is, looks really cool. Design of the character, great. But as I said, looking at her kit, really strong. But right now she's number 6. As you can see, I might be undervaluing her myself. But really great hero, great hero. And the last one on the list, it's the whole book. But this looks interesting, nevertheless. For the same reason as Vivian, she has 1000% in her kit when she hits. For her, it's accuracy. So basically, you not only 1000. If you look at her ultimate, 1200 even. That's crazy numbers, and that goes basically through her whole kit. Also her passive. But look at the debuffs. Basically, what makes her really good, it's the debuffs. Yeah, she looks like she can hit. That will remain to be seen. But her debuffs. Vulnerable 2 activates a random debuff on target. Ether burn, blaze, acid, bleed. She basically puts shitloads. She looks really interesting on paper. A lot of people probably avoid her because I had my doubt as well. But when you read all her kit couple of times, it really starts to sink in what she can do. Yeah, she will need to be looked after, and you will need to pair her with correct heroes to build a team. Basically, you need to build a team around her to get the most out of her. And that's a talk for another time. But for now, she is the last one on the list. This can all change. And this is, as I said to start with, this is only my my way of seeing things. I think if you have a different view or any comments or how you see things, let me know. This is more or less a subjective, and a lot of these are on potential, nothing else really. We only have tried a couple of these, so a lot of these lists, including this one, is a subjective view. I'm probably not the one that's correct, or no anyone else, to be honest. But for now, this looks for me it looks decent. Let me know if you agree or disagree, or if you have any other comments. But yeah, this is the way I see the heroes right now. And let's see when I think there's only few heroes left that we haven't got the kit. Otherwise, we got all of them. But yeah, that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. At least I didn't go into detail with a lot of them. I think you can read the kits yourself. But yeah, that's it for today. Hope to see you in the next one. Bye.